So I've watched the past 2 weeks of NXT and I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about the storylines. I'm not going to go over both shows entirely. But I've seen the past 2 weeks, which are November 26th, 2024, and then the week before that. And so I'm just going to get into it. First things first, Regis' heel turn has been done very well. Yo, he came out this past week using the theme song to Chase University. And then ripping the banner in half. Ripping, symbolism because he destroyed the university, supposedly. And so he just comes out there and just like that. And then he comes out again after, that night, just to do a promo. But I just love how we are doing his heel turn because he has been on a roll. He has been on a roll ever since he turned heel. He destroyed all of Chase U. He's been featured all the time. He's been in the main event. And now he's the #1 contender for Trick Williams' NXT title. So I like what we're doing. I like that we're showing that the whole time he's always been this aggressive person, this violent person that Shawn Spears was trying to tell us about. Because he told us. From the very beginning, he said, I know who you are. And he turned out to be right. And so, been loving this story. Now, the man's tag team division storyline is that Ava gave them a motivational speech, and now all they do is brawl every week. That's what that speech did. I don't know if that was the intention, but I just feel like I don't think that that's what you would want to do for your tag team division. I think you would want less chaos in your organization, because this is just chaos, and after a while it's very repetitive. It feels like, we have all these tag teams, we don't know what to do, so let's just have them brawl all the time. First of all, there are a lot of brawls lately across wrestling, okay? But in WWE, every NXT, the tag team division for the past 3 weeks have just been brawling. At least this time around, Ava was like, we're going to finally figure this out. I think they're going to have like a #1 contenders match. I forgot what kind of stipulation it is for the tag division, but at least we're doing something other than brawling. Okay, at least we're doing something other than brawling. Now, I do want to say something interesting here, okay? But I'm done with the tag team division. So I've been talking about the past few NXTs, and I've been saying how Eddie Thorpe has been ignored by Ava. He says, I need to talk to you. She's like, I'm busy. I need to talk to you. I'm busy. And I've been saying he should just make an appointment, right? And then he finally got a match to qualify for the Iron Survivor match. And he was happy. He was okay with it. But then he lost the match because the whole tag team division decided to brawl during his match, right? Because he was going against Frazier, one half of the tag team champions. And so he has been complaining to Ava. Now, this storyline at first was reminding me of Roxy's storyline when she was turning heel and she was complaining about everybody getting opportunities and she never gets an opportunity, right? So it was just reminding me of that. But then we went somewhere else, right? And so Ava announced to the people who had lost their qualifying match for the Iron Survivor that they're going to have one more chance. They're going to have all of those people who lost are going to be involved in a match. The men with the men and the women with the women. And then that's the last spot. That person, whoever wins that match, will have the last spot in the Iron Survivor match, right? And Eddie Thorpe did not like this. And he went up to Ava. He stopped her. I guess she was trying to go into her office or whatever. She was trying to go through a door. And he stopped her and he was like, no, I don't agree with this. I think I should just be in the match. I don't think I should qualify. I think that that's fair. He was just not happy. He didn't like this and he didn't think it was a solution. And so Ava was like, bro, this is all you're getting, okay? You're not getting nothing else. And so then she's getting ready to go, right, into this office. And he grabs her arm and Ava freezes. And then she's like, don't touch me. But at this very moment, there's like a brawl. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of brawls going on in NXT. There's a brawl going on, right? And Ava's standing next to a door. And so the brawl is going on. Eddie Thorpe had grabbed her hand, and so she was like, standing in that spot. And so someone in the brawl hit the door. The door slammed into Ava, and she fell on the ground, right? Hopefully I described that correctly. And so then we come back, and Shawn Michaels is talking to Ava, and he goes off on Eddie Thorpe. He's like, "You never touch her. You never touch her. You never touch her. And you crossed the line." And he just went off on him, and then he told him to leave. And I was just like, where are we going with this? Because it got really interesting, because it was like at 0 for a while. Then we kind of got to 50, and now we're at 100. Are we going to go back to 0? Where is this leading to a turn, to like a heel turn maybe? I think so, but we'll see. I just didn't expect that. I was surprised. I was surprised by the turn from the storyline. But interesting. I'm going to keep an eye out now. I'm going to keep an eye out and see what happens. And so after this, okay, so Carmen and Diodontis. Now, I feel like sometimes NXT has some storylines that are very high school. And I feel like this is one of those storylines, but they're playing it off really well, though. Like, at first, I was a little annoyed, but, I guess after a few weeks, you kind of get used to it. And then it's becoming even more interesting because now more people are becoming involved in this drama, because that's what it is drama. If you've been watching NXT, you know that Carmen and Diodontis like each other, but he's like a player, or maybe not. And then he likes her, but maybe not, because he's still flirting with other girls. But then she likes him, but then pretends not to like him. And then their friends are involved in it, and that's how they got into like a mixed tag team match. And then Nikita Lyons got hurt. She got involved in it too, because she, right in front of Carmen, she was like, "Oh, Diodontis, like, thank you for the text." And he denied texting her, by the way. But then the next week, he was talking to Lyons, and he's like, she was like, "Oh, thank you for texting me." And he was like, "Of course I texted you." And then behind him is Carmen. And so, even though, yeah, sometimes it's a little high school drama, I don't mind it so much because we're kind of getting new matches out of it. And I feel like they're doing a good job. Like, I feel like they're comfortable now in the storyline. I could be wrong, but for some reason, it's entertaining me. It's very entertaining, so keep it up. I hope we involve more people, because Rizzo is still going after Lyons, after she attacked her. But very interesting, I have to say. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I have been enjoying it these past few weeks. Oh my God, let's talk about Ren Sinclair. This poor girl. So the past 2 weeks, she has had to fight powerhouses, like strikers. Like, first she had to fight Zarya, because I hope I'm saying her name right. So I hope I'm saying it right, because it was for the Iron Women Survivor match. It was a qualifying match, and she's a fighter. Let me tell you, because Ren tried her best. Ren really did, and she did have like a little tiny combat, but then she just got destroyed by a spear, and Zarya won her match. But you know what? Ren fought back. She didn't quit. And then this past week, she had to fight Lola Weiss. And she, like I said, she tried her best. And she didn't quit. She wasn't intimidated by Lola. It's just that in the end, Lola was just better at it. She just beat her. She was better. And she won the match. I like this for Ren Sinclair. I think she has a nice personality. And I think she connects with the NXT fans. Because when she does have a match, I do feel like at first, like, for example, the Zarya match, they were, cheering for Zarya. But then when Ren had her little comeback, they were cheering for her as well. And they were cheering for her as well in the Lola match. So, she's growing. She's, she's having really good matches. I like her matches. They're nice and fun. But I don't mind this story. I wonder if she's going to face another monster. I wonder if she's going to face somebody next week. It's going to be interesting. Anyway, this is part 1 to NXT, and I will give you part 2 soon.